What up, though? You already know what this is. Respect the worst if you don't respect the best. Top tier podcast. I am Ledge. Right off the heels of Closure, Rare Breed Entertainment. Pretty solid event overall. Give it about a 7, about 7.5, maybe out of 10. Good card. I did predict some 30s, and I predicted 2 30s, and 2 30s happened, but just one of them were one that I predicted, one I didn't expect. Overall, I feel like my record is probably 4-1. One battle I got totally wrong. So just quickly go down the list because really wasn't much to like decipher, really. I think the first battle of the night, well, first of all, it was a 1SK battle that happened, and it had, it was 2 1SK battles. The one, we can just forget about that one. Both guys choked, wasn't really that impressive. There was one, I forget the other guy's name, it's like Ian I think, versus Snub. That was a pretty dope battle. They both was kind of original. Both had some bars. Ian E or Ian E or Ian I. Sorry, I really forgot his name. Ian I want to say. He was a short guy, country like accent. You know, I think he had a gold grill and whatever. He was entertaining. Like, he was real entertaining. And he had bars here and there. He would get really, really loud and try to bark. But when he got loud, it felt like his material didn't hit as hard than when he was more like calm and laid back in the pocket. And Snub, tall dude, like he about 6'3", 6'4", and he was just punching the whole time. And some of his lines was really original, really crisp and creative. He just needs to brush up on his delivery and performance. But that 1SK battle is probably one of the better 1SK battles they done had of recent note. And Snub won that clearly, though. So I look forward to seeing him again. J Murder versus O-Red. This was one of the battles that I thought a 30 was inevitable. Like, I thought J Murder was going to get clearly smoked. And he did not. First round was probably his worst round, though, because he came out very dry. You know, he did the little bump, and you know how he loves to bump his opponent, got aggressive, and tried to joke a bit, and then get into his bars, and they just weren't landing at the rate that he thought they should be. And O-Red came, first round. Oh, man. He almost put that boy through the wall. Just fire punching, very aggressive. You know his voice projection is top notch. In that small room, it really carried and transitioned well. And he smoked him the first round, got him out of there. Excuse me. Second round is the closest round. The closest. I give it to J Murder by the thinnest of margins. I think the only thing that stopped me from giving to him clear was this long build up in his beginning where he's like talking about, you know, his uncles are dying and, you know, people getting set up. It was real long without any real like, you know how you come full circle after you tell a story? It took him a while to come back full circle, really, but it got a reaction. The crowd applauded, so you give him that. But when he got to his bars, he wrote really well in this round. The punching, the schemes with the superheroes, the red flips, everything was working. It was a really, really complete round by J Murder, his best round of the night. And Red was more just O-Red like he was in the first, wasn't as sharp, wasn't as dangerous and lethal with the punches, but he was just a notch below, but it was still a really fire round by O-Red. But I slightly edge it to J Murder. On the look back, and this is like off of first watch, on the look back, I can definitely, because some people got this O-Red 30 anyway. And I don't. I got a 2-1, obviously, is where I'm going with this. In the third round, J Murder brings out the shirt that started it all when they was touching each other's shirt. He's like, yo, he, you know, still got stains on it and all that. And And it was kind of a up and down round for him. It was like a little bit of his first mixed in with a little bit of his second. It was like, an in-between round where he was giving you some moments where you like, okay, he about to turn up, and then some moments like, he could have left that out. Like, it was an okay round. Red's round, I would say this was probably up there with his second round, which means it was very solid. Like, it was still really good. No, it's probably better than his second, because in his third, he did some more rebuttaling. And I will say this, although I do like when he rebuttals, I don't think he should try to do it more than once. I think he has too much too much fire material already written for him to go off the script, in my opinion. But no, it was a really good round, and he pretty much closed it out, man. He did Red dirty. The whole murder in the first line, because he felt like he murdered him. Like, it was crazy. Good battle, though. Really good battle. Really good battle. Probably... Yeah, no, not even probably. It was the second best battle of the night. Second best battle of the night. QB versus... And I don't even know if this is order of how the battles went. No, it wasn't. I don't think so. I think Ness versus Jay Mills was second. And it was a meh battle. Ness was cooking in the first. Really cooking in the first. What I can say about Ness, his flow doesn't change. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't speed up. He goes at one rhythm, one speed, one tempo, I feel like, I don't want to say I'm a prophet, but I'll be telling y'all guys what's going to happen. Like, that first round, it's electric, because his flow is his flow, and it's different from everybody else's, because everybody else is kind of got this modern day battle rap pace. So when you first hear him, like, it's refreshing. But the problem is he never switches up, and then you get instantly tired of it. And that's kind of what happened. So first round, explosive, flowing crazy, bringing up, just disrespecting Mills, talking about how he was a has-been. And what do you say? You got a record with Chris Brown. You put out a record with Chris Brown, wasn't even mixed down. Like, that shit was funny. That's the only line. You don't get away bars like that, but that was funny. He won that first round by a hair, because Jay Mills was a better Jay Mills in this battle. He truly was. He truly was better. He in that first round, at least, he stepped up his level of performance. His creativity with bars and punches wasn't as dated, and I wouldn't say he used dated material. It was just some of his references you had to be a certain age to get. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was saying stuff that I caught. I don't know, they probably don't even know who that is. But, it was all good. It was a good round from both. I edged that to Ness. Second round, I gave it to Mills. Like I said, Ness was doing the flow, but nothing was really landing. Third round, give it to Ness, because they both kind of stopped short, because there was like his heckler that I want to assume that was Ness's guy, but he was on the side where Mills people were, and it just created a whole bunch of just unnecessary drama that even Adam had to, like, keep telling my man, like, yo, one more, like, yo, this is it. Like, we need to close it up. So overall, a forgettable battle, but a pretty good first round. Like I said, I had it 2-1 Ness going into the battle, and pretty much that's what happened to me. I'm going to stick with that. Pretty much happened. 2-1 Ness. I assume that Jay Mills is a part of that whole, he got that 3-deal contract, so his next battle should be his best performance out of the 3. He got to at least get away with a dub. I don't know who he could battle next. It'd be crazy if they put him against Cassidy. I don't think that'll happen, though, but, we'll see. Moving on. Yo, want to talk to you real fast about Anchor, all right? Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. That's pretty dope, right? All you have to do is go to anchor.fm/start. Once again, that is anchor.fm/start. You'll get acclimated. Look, man, on here, there's podcasts for literally everything: food, movies, entertainment, health, fitness, you name it, they got it. So why don't you come on in, grab a seat, and start podcasting soon. So after that was QB versus Bonnie. QB versus Bonnie. QB with a 30 piece. Now this 30 I predicted and it happened. 30 piece for QB. First round, crazy. No, first round really good. She came out throwing punches, being disrespectful. Second round, she left Earth. Very creative, crowd participation, talking about what I like is though she was the one, like it's closure. You're supposed to talk about the drama that happened that got you to this point. While QB was talking about that here and there, she was in and out with it. Like she would reference it, but she would like touch on different topics, like, about Bonnie's ghostwriting, about how are you on this card? Like, how do we still accept you in battle rap after that? Just about her as a performer, things like that. Her about like how to, who she's sleeping with. And she did this whole crowd thing where like she's sleeping with one of the RBE owners. Who do y'all think it is? People yelling Adam. Adam comes out and say, hey, y'all better shut up. Like it was a funny moment. Like it was dope. Like QB won the crowd and she was still disrespectful. Bonnie was just trying to be lyrical and just keep referencing how she beat her up. And each round it just got tiresome. She did a couple of freestyles to show that she, those claims about her not being a writer and a true lyricist was false. And some of them were cool. Some of them hit. And then there were a lot of misses. And she was sloppy in that battle. She just didn't. You can tell she didn't want to really battle her. Like, it just felt like she wasn't there. She felt like she could have been doing something else in this show. Her material was just blah. It was really blah. So she got 30, well deserved 30 for coming up there with that material. QB is dangerous. I would say the top two females in the game right now is QB and E Hart. Like, those are the top two in my opinion. Yep, wasn't nothing else much to say about that battle. So we're going to move right along. Now, the main event was Hitman and Bill, but that battle happened next. So, yeah, that's how it went. It went O-Red Murder. It went Ines Mills, QB Bonnie, and then Hitman and Bill was next. I predicted this to be battle of the night. I predicted Hitman 2-1. That's exactly what happened. It was battle of the night, and I got Hitman 2-1. I'm not mad at anybody who picked Bill 2-1. Lord knows I'm not mad. This was Bill Collector was in his bag, especially in that first round, but Hitman went first. And this is what I want to say about Hitman. He's showing the growth where he's not relying on jam-packing the first round to try to get you out of there. You know what Hitman kind of reminds me of? Like a basketball player who was very explosive and very dynamic, and some would say, and some would like that version of that basketball player better, or just anybody in sports, not even basketball, just football. When somebody's more in their athletic prime, when they're more dynamic, like I like Kobe and Jordan when they were more like athletic and dunking over everybody, but maybe their jump shot wasn't as refined, or maybe a scrambling quarterback who was running around crazy but wasn't in the pocket as much. Hitman has reached that level. He got a lot of early main events early in the game. He main evented Summer Madness 1, for God's sakes. And, he battled on the main stage against Surf. And though that was his prime as far as being dynamic, and that's when his remixes was at an all-time high, he didn't master the art of battling and winning a battle round per round. Now he has. And I felt like this was one of the more complete Hitmans that we've seen in quite some time. Bill Collector, first round, though, I would say just took it over Hitman's. Not by a lot, like some were saying. If someone was saying clear, I guess I can't be mad at that because Bill had a really good story to tell. He told it well. He immediately looked that show out and started talking to him, which I thought was genius. Like, because that's where this problem all stemmed from, as we all know. He attacked that immediately and just basically told him, I was the one tripping. You did what you supposed to do, but now like it's a different time now. Like I'm not going for, it was just the energy and the passion. You can tell I can tell he spent a lot of time on that first round because it was just really well thought out, well written, and Bill's gonna always perform it to a high level. So I gave him the first. Second round was a really close round. Really, really close. Really, really close. Bill was still on that, that angle, and it was hidden still. Hitman was just really bar heavy, and he would in and out. I think this is what happened, and that's why I think I gave QB the battle against Bonnie. Well, just because she was better all around, but I know the closure theme is to talk about past problems, the issues you had with each other. But I feel like the winners touched on it and was in and out. They didn't tackle it ad nauseum for all 3 rounds. Hitman would punch with it, no pun intended, would punch about it, but go back to some just barring you up. And it was just well balanced, well crafted. So I edged him the second. And the third is really all preference. Really all preference. Because Bill started out kind of slow because he, and I'm going in reverse. I know Hitman went first in this battle. But Bill started out slow because he kept talking about the same issues. He kept talking the show out. Somewhere, maybe a minute and a half into that round, he started really cooking. More jokes about Hitman. More jokes about just different topics. About jokes be about Hitman being bald. About where Nick Cannon at. About he even flipped his old line. You still having debatables with Bill Collector? Like, and then he was like, you still having close battles? Because Hitman said that to John in their battle, as people may well know in Summer Madness 2. It's only right that Bill Collector says that to Hitman. And what made it hit, because it was justified, because it was actually being a close battle at that time. So it was like perfect. That's perfect writing. Like perfect foresight to know that this was going to be a fight and to implement that in that round. Like, you're still having close battles with Bill Collector, and it was indeed a close battle. Hitman third was crazy though. Barred up. Now I will say, and I forgot this, he did bring out show out to like say a line. First round, it was deadpan flat. Probably the worst show out guest appearance or whatever we've seen. I don't even remember what he said when he like got in Bill Collector's face. But it was terrible. It was terrible. But the second time he brought show out and did a remix with it, it hit. That was dope. So yeah, he actually used show out twice. First round, deadpan for the the little impromptu, let me get in his face and say a line. Didn't work. Second round, it hit. And in the third round, Hitman was just bar heavy. Probably one of the better rounds I've heard from Hit. Like, he doesn't have really that many memorable thirds in my opinion, but this probably might be one of his top 2 or 3 third rounds. Like I said, it's one of his more complete battles of all time. He was really good in this battle. I gave him the win 2-1. I liked his material. I like that he touched on a bevy of things and he didn't like linger on to that angle as much as Bill did. But Bill was fire and entertaining and funny as shit. So kudos to Bill. 2-1. I don't like using the term classic all the time. It's close. It could be. It might age better too. It might age better because it was such a contrast in styles. Like, it wasn't a puncher versus a puncher. It was like, Bill, they both was entertaining and he both was performing. I think what people got to realize when we call Hitman the best performer isn't because he's being silly, and it's not always because of his remixes and his, like, props or him using his brother. Like, when I say he's the best performer ever, it's how he gets his material over even when the bars aren't hitting and they aren't as dope, or even when he's just saying something that isn't a punch. He performs it well. He acts it out. He knows when to look at the camera. He knows when to look at the crowd. He knows when to look at his opponent. Like, for each line he writes, he knows exactly what to do when that moment comes. He's just incredible, man. So 2-1 Hitman. Last battle of the night actually was Math versus Charlie Clips. I hope Math never battles nobody that has anything to do with that disaster fiasco again, unless it's maybe disaster. Even then, I think I'm over it. Like, I'm just over that whole incident. It's like a Star Wars trilogy. Like, look, Math got 30. Not gonna really get too deep into this one. Clips was on one from the gate. Clips did the same thing that Hitman did the same thing that QB did. They touched on the subject that brought them to this battle, but they also switched it up and was just bringing in bars after bars after bars. It was really good. Clips 3-0. Third round, he gave him some grown man advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you say, the gangsters in the world hate advice or something like that. And he was just talking to him, just telling Math to get over this. Like, you're going against your friends over this. Like, you making disaster look good. Like we keep talking about this guy. He not even battling. He not even on RBE. And Math, got emotional in the third round because apparently Clip said something about somebody named Banga. I don't know this person, but he said something about him, and that person, I guess, is no longer here with us. May he rest in peace. And that really got Math choked up in that third. And while he's saying like, "Yo, y'all, I'm tired of y'all bringing his name up," Clips was like, "Damn, my bad. I didn't even know." He's apologizing in the round, but they were good though. Like, nothing happened. Math didn't like swing on him or anything like that. So Math rebutted that with like a Tech 9 line, which was kind of foul about Clips kids getting like. I'm tired of those Tech 9 lines. And yeah, so that was that. That third round I will say was Math's best round of the night, but it still wasn't enough. Clips 30. And that was the end of the event. Real quick. I'm seeing people saying that Bill won 3-0. I'm seeing people that say Hitman won 3-0. I don't know what battles y'all be watching. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. I would love to have like a watch, like a ruin your day watch battle, like to really sit down and like see what you grade as a fire line to be like, okay, that's a point for this person. And then like on paper to see what you gave to that certain MC in that round. Because I'm pretty sure that the stuff that y'all give just don't even be hitting that hard. But maybe, I don't know. I'm just drifting off thinking about it because it'd be amazing. I'll be on Twitter sometimes, well, a lot during the events, and I'll just be seeing stuff that I just disagree with to the utmost. But anyway, like I said, solid event. They got a definitely got a contender for Battle of the Year with Hitman and Bill. So shout out to everybody at RBE Entertainment. You guys got one. Looking forward to Town Business. King of the Dot. It's your turn next. So see what you got. Thank everybody for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter at Podtier, PODTIER. Follow me on Instagram _Top Tier Podcast. YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing some different things down the line. Can't really talk about them, but it's going to be fun. So stay tuned. All right. And with that said, keep it battle rap. Love.